चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
साईश्वराय नमो
ईश्वराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
साईश्वराय नमो
साईश्वराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
हर हर हराय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
शिव शिव शिवाय नमो
साईश्वराय नमो
साईश्वराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
चन्द्रशेखराय नमो गंगाधराय नमो
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो शेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
साईश्वराय नमः
साईश्वराय
शेखराय
नमः
नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
साईश्वराय
साईश्वराय
नमः
नमः
शेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
हर हर हराय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
साईश्वराय
साईश्वराय
नमः
नमः
शेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
चंद्रशेखराय नमः गंगाधराय नमः
Let's all stand as we get set to begin this evening with aarti. I invite each and every person to please clasp your hands to your chest. Ladies, please cover your hair. Dar, ready? All right. Shooters are picking up their tali to ready to wave that light. And everybody putting your hands together. As we are about to wave this divine light, let's prepare for Lord Shiva. As tonight we will venture into Shiv Puran Discourse, but our worship begins with this aarti. Slow your breathing, close your eyes. Those of you looking on Sankhya, those of you looking on Facebook, prepare for the Lord. Chanting, listening, thinking about what is about to happen. For those people that got the opportunity as Shota to offer, all these are different forms of worship. And for the person that will journey to their lingam to do worship, we begin tonight, our first night, with discourse about our Shiva. And I promise you, you're going to learn stuff. Within your heart, talk to him. By your grace tonight, I get to witness your satsang, your chanting, your glory, O Ishwar. Come into my life. Help me. I have different problems. I have different wishes and desires. Different age, different gender, different problems. We all have. Lord Shiva, it is my opportunity to be in your company and the company of your children tonight. People that are praying to you tonight. Thank you for this chance. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timirapaham. Suresh Baba. Suresh. Jai Shiva Om Kara. Everybody.
Hare Shiva.
Wonderful. Jai Shiva Om Kara. Hare Shiva Om Kara. Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardangi Dada.
Brahma Vishnu Sada Shiva Ardangi Dada.
Hare Shiva Om Kara.
Jai Shiva Om Kara.
Hare Shiva Om Kara. Ekanan Chaturanan Panchanan Raje. Ekanan Chaturanan Panchanan Raje. Hansasan Garurasan Brishvahan Saje. Jai Shiva Om Kara. भुज चार चतुर भुज दस भुज ते सोहे. दो भुज चार चतुर भुज दस भुज ते सोहे. तीन रूप निरखता त्रिभुवन जन मोहे. जय शिव ओंकारा प्रभु शिव ओंकारा.
Jai Shiva Omkara. Hare Shiva Omkara.
अक्षमाला बनमाला मुंडमाला धारी. अक्षमाला बनमाला मुंडमाला धारी. चंदन मृग मद सोहे बाले शशिधारी.
Jai Shiva Omkara. Hare Shiva Omkara.
जय शिव ओंकारा. हर शिव कर में श्रेष्ठ कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूल धरता. कर में श्रेष्ठ कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूल धरता. जग करता जग हरता जग पालन करता जय शिव ओंकारा प्रभु शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव अर्धांगी दादा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव अर्धांगी दादा जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा
जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा As we continue to join our hands, let's pray a little bit now. For a few seconds, just in your mind, think of Lord Shiva. Ask him for the permission to listen to the secret that is about to come from his text, from his lips. Someone is asking tonight about something that we take for granted when we look at Lord Shiva, and we want to learn about him a little more. Before we do so, please pray together as we join, as we ask Ganesh Baba for his blessings. Om Gajananam Bhutagana. Everybody. Kapeta Jambu
Palechara Bhakshitam
Uma Sutam Sho
Kavinashkarakam
Namami Viganeshwara
Parapankajam.
Together, everybody. Mother, in the form of Adi Shakti, tonight we listen to the discourse of Madhu Baba and how he listens to pray. Ma, with your support, with your blessing, somebody gains a great seat. Mother, may you bless your children tonight, those that are here, those that are at a distance, and allow them to have your darshan, your blessing. Sarva Mangala Mangali. Everybody.
Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute
Guru Brahma
Guru Vishnu
Guru Devo
Maheshwara
Guru Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri
Guruve Namaha.
Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody.
Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Prem Sabalomapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Again, everybody, on behalf of myself and members of the ashram, let me invite you tonight to put your hands together. Let's pray as we do Sumran for Lord Shiva. For those of you at home, sitting where you are in the comfort of your home, let's join together as we do Shiv Puran Sumram. When you draw your hand for this part, this portion, for this procedure, you are asking Lord Shiva in various forms for the permission to listen, to learn about him. Gauri Shankara Pada Kamala Prema Sahita Hiyale Srimad Shambhu Puranya Ke Bhashara Chahu Shubham Shruti Samveda Nadi Shiva Samba Sachidanand Nirguna Brahma Vilakayek Yayami Sukhakan Jahi Ke Maya Paya Jaga Bhopalan Layahu Shambhu Shambhu Jasubala Pavat Gauravadoi Mata Pita Guru Bharati Veda Vyasa Munesh Prema Sahita Jogar Kara Sabhi Navahushesh Gauri Shankar Parakamala Prema Sahita Hiyale Srimad Shambhu Puranya Ke Bhashara Chahu Shubham Srimad Shambhu Puranya Ke Bhashara Chahu Shubham. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. People will journey to various temples. People have their lingams. Those abroad might do it at their home. And on an annual basis, we celebrate this thing called Shivratri. Shivratri translates into the night or that time, because sometimes we go into the morning, that time of Lord Shiva. In different discourse, it explains that this is the night that Lord Shiva gives every lingam a little more potency. If a child asks the question, why do we worship on Shivratri night? What's the difference? What's the special benefit? What's the big deal? Daddy, mommy, every day we have a lingam in our yard and we offer dar on a regular basis. But what's the difference with Shivratri? Lord Shiva says, I will give more energy, more potency to each lingam. And that person who goes there to do meditation, jap, jagawa, in various types of mantras, whatever sacrifice. There are people who will fast from water. There are people that will fast from sleep. Different things. Instead of you get 10%, to use our number just for children to understand, 10% benefit, this person will get 50 to 100%. It is exploding now, the amount of blessings a person could get. The problem is, if you agree with me, sometimes that same Lord Shiva, there is little gaps in our knowledge about who he is or why he is the way he is. There are discourses and things about our Lord that as Hindus we don't know about. Tonight, just look where the lingam is, for those of you in the mandir, and you will see the lingam in this shape inside the little square there to keep everything inside. See down. Opposite to the lingam, watch the corner, you see a fella sitting on the ground. The bison, the bull, the cow, however you want to look at it. In many pictures, you will see Lord Shiva, Happy Shivratri on Facebook and different social media, and you will always see him close to this, let's say, cow. Children will understand cow. But if somebody asks why that cow has to sit there, many people would not know the answer. I have a lingam and I go to many mandir, I go to Tirat, and I see, we call this cow Nandi. Who is that person? And why is he always associated with Lord Shiva? When Lord Shiva has to go on a journey or go to battle or go to anything, he is there. But who is this guy? Tonight we'll talk about that. Tonight we enter Shiv Puran, Satarudra Samhita, chapter 4, where we're going to, chapter 6, where we're going to hear about Nandi and the history behind that. Let's enter tonight. There's this young fella by the name of Sanat Kumar, and he is sitting at the feet of that bull we are talking about. Nandishwar is his name. And he's saying, tonight you have explained to me who is Bhairav Baba. You've told me Hanuman Baba is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. There are so many examples. There's one where he's flying, Lord Shiva with wings. There's a form. There's so many examples, and you went through one by one, and I'm learning. Thank you, Guruji. But tell me, who are you now? And how did you end up in a bison form, in a bull form? But wherever Lord Shiva is, whilst other people are changing, imagine Sati Devi is not there. Parvati Mata is there now. Mother changed, but you never changed. Who are you, and how did your story begin? Nandishwar says, please listen how I came. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai
Let's chant together, everybody.
Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Prajkam Shailadaye Munishwar Prityabrataye Natarayatam Bhakt Janaye Narambhayetam Munishwar Salyadho Namyeti Jaya Bhole Baba. Come on everybody, let's clap and sing.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Shukra Muni Vishwar Muni Satam Sudhukayena Nilata Shailadayena Indrayati Drishti Bratayena Shailayatam Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Prem Soloma Pati Mahadeva Ki Jai. He says, my father was a great Muni. Shailada was a person, that's the name of his father, did great amount of tapasya, dhyan. And this individual never had time for family life. He didn't want that. But within his heart and mind, one day he says to himself that he has so much knowledge. Who will I leave this knowledge with? So you know what? I'm going to pray for a child. But let this child be born by divine means, not through the natural sexual process, not through a woman's body. But just let this child maybe come from the Havan, or through prayer, or by the benediction of God. There's a term here, Ayo Nija, meaning without the female body part, without her body, without her womb, none of these things. So let that type of child come. He prays and he prays and he does his prayer with great results, with great favor. Doesn't let anything distract him. Indra Devta one day decides to come and pay him a visit, and he says, "Oh Muni, all the Devtas are very oppressed. All of them are humbled by your prayer and the way you do your prayer, the way you fixate on your goal and what you're praying for. Please accept my blessing today and take a child that is very intelligent. But for what you are asking for a child to be born in such a way that there's no female, without human contact, without the mother, how will that be possible? You want him to be eternal. You want him to live forever, as it were. These things are not possible. I cannot give you that type of blessing. In fact, Brahmadev, Vishwadevata, Vishnu Bhagwan, all of them, they cannot give that. Therefore, please accept this child. Would you compromise in your prayer? If you went to pray for something, would you stop halfway? Maybe you get a dream, maybe for those people that talk to God directly. And he says, well, I can't give you apples, I'll give you pear. Will you take the pear? The Muni says, that is not what I'm praying for. That is not what I want. I don't want to know that this child will die. Yes, I understand it is not the normal request, but does it mean it is impossible? Indra says, well, it is beyond my means. The only person who could give you such a gift is Devadi Dev Sadashiva. And if you worship him, if you give him different types of offerings, if different type of tapasya is done, then maybe you might be able to overcome that. He is the person who that Trayambakeshwar form was created. The person who saves Dhruv and other entities that had to overcome death. He is the person that does that. When Yamraj and all of them are coming to hunt for the body, the soul, and death is imminent, he was the person, by mantra, by dhyan, tapasya, he is the person, Sitaram, that gives the individual the ability to overthrow, move untimely death. Muni listens. Sometimes people give advice and we have to be able to discern good and bad. Rather than reject everything that people say, sometimes you see the good in it and you take that. Muni only heard, pray to Lord Shiva, he could give you that, what you want. And he goes and he starts to pray, but Lord Shiva worship. As for those that have done Shivratri Brat before, Lord Shiva worship is a little different. It is a little tough. Let's hear what this father goes through to gain his blessing. This little chant that I'm about to sing. Years ago when I was renting by her home, Auntie Vashti Ramcharita, she wrote this song in Tunapuna. This was her offering, she says, as she sang it on Facebook. I loved it, and tonight we're going to sing it together, everybody. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bhambola, Shiva Shiva Ratri Bhambola, Aaye Shiva Ratri Bhambola, Aaye Shiva Ratri Bhambola. Come on everybody. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bhambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Uma Maheshwar Bambola, Uma Maheshwar Bambola, Nandishwar Shiva Bambola, Nandishwar Shiva Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Aradhana Mahadevatam Tat Putrayena Ye Aati Sarveshwar Mahashaktiyatam Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Evam vyata viprayate chatura deva maheshwara shayada muni vyapat tapasvi dhanya dhanya sahasrayatam Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri
Come on everybody.
Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Damaru wala Bam Bola. Damaru wala Bam Bola. Damaru wala Bam Bola. Damaru wala Bam Bola. Bola bola Bam Bola.
Bola Bola Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Parvati Shankar Bam Bola. Parvati Shankar Bam Bola. Parvati Shankar Bam Bola. Parvati Shankar Bam Bola. Shambho Shankar Bam Bola. Shambho Shankar Bam Bola. Together. Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri
Come
Bam
on.
Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Shiva Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola.
Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola. Aaye Shivaratri Bam Bola. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. The father goes in a very calm spot. When doing his worship, the place where we go must be constant. We go to that same spot. The place must be calm, very clean. For this reason, the person who does his worship maintains a very clean environment, clean home, in preparation for doing his puja. When Indra left, this devotee sits down and day and night pass him, doing great amount of dhyan, great amount of tapasya. What is tapasya? Tapasya is that type of prayer where great amount of focus. There is no distraction. There is no lack of patience, but the person gives himself and his time to God. This could be done by male or female. This could be done by any person who has the right mindset to worship Mahadev. Sitting there, different types of insects try to bite him. Different type of ants and crawling insects come and live on him, settle on him. Then they start to build their ants' nest on him. Slowly as time is going, the ants' nest, the leaves that are gathering, you see it in your mind, they start to cover Muni. But Muni still would not move. People that delight in doing his worship, Munis, other people, came and they bowed to the spot where this great soul was praying. This person is radiating the heat of prayer. And for that reason, people that are walking past, people that are going on pilgrimage, just bow to the ground. They won't touch him. I don't want to disturb this individual. He's so deep in his dhyan, so deep in his jap and meditation. How could I interfere with these people? Have you ever heard of people burying with salt? This is where that type of funeral comes from. When people give their life as a machine, harnessing the energy from jap and so on, when these type of souls have died and they are going, they give their body to the earth and let Mother Earth pull now from the energy that is contained in this shell that had gained so much energy. So they offer the body now in that type of funeral into the earth, and it's covered. Imagine you have to walk down some steps, so how much salt is placed, and the person is feeding the energy that the earth needs so that she would maintain oxygen cycle, she would maintain the stability of the ground, so that we would be able to help. This is why when you are doing a job, if it is possible for you to sit on the earth, sit flat, this is why that is done. Because the negative has to go somewhere. When you are bowing to that fire and you're pulling that positive energy over your body, science children here and tonight, you will say that energy cannot be destroyed, but it could be changed from one form to the other. So when you pull the heat energy and you're filling the vessel of your head and your body, Sitaram, and you're pulling down your body, chain, jarring, however you want to call it. When you see the person jarring, look where they go from the head to the toe, to let that negative energy go to the earth. For people that jarring, massage, rub back, belly, whatever have you, you will see when they finish, they tap their hands on the earth. Mother, may you take that energy too. Sometimes when you are bowing, do you know why you bow in your prayer? Mother, please, I did prayer today. I offer sindoor on your Durga form, Mother. Please, I have a problem at home. Please take that negative energy off of me. Please bless me with positive energy. This is why when I was a child, I always talk about this. Tonight, my grandmother, Nandi, is doing prayers. When I used to do prayers, I sit down with them. I used to bow halfway in the air, and my grandfather used to hit me, so bow properly. Do it properly. Why? Children here tonight, why? When you make the contact with the earth, why bother to lift all that mud to put it in your altar? So that when you touch the mud, there is where the energy will go. This is why we are bare feet. You check yourself at home. We're going to offer the dar, we're doing the havan. Do we keep on the shoes? No, Mother Earth is that contact. And in this example, when people sit down to do this amount of dhyan, meditation, as you will do for Shivratri, remember one thing we pray for is the environment. If we neglect to talk about what is going on around us right now, we're really living in a bubble. Do you know how many people house cracking in Trinidad right now? Landslip, earthquake around we. It's just, as they say, God had to be a Trini. God have to be a Trini because we get one bad yet. Hopefully, we get away. Umapati Mahadeva ki. He became, you know, sometimes when you're going to Toho, everybody wants to see the lighthouse. You go Arima, everybody wants to see the dial. A landmark. A historical figure. He was sitting there so long. People would go just to see where this Muni was praying. Sanakumar, the person who's asking the question, he says, if God is a loving God, does he cause somebody to pray so long? Why did he make him suffer like that? He's praying to have something and he did it so good. Why did he make him sit down? He says, Lord Shiva is somebody who makes a person test. He gives a person brutal tests. Sometimes that devotee, for those of you tonight, be honest with yourself. The person who is praying is sometimes the person who is tested the most. And you will see it, you will ask the question, how come the people who selling drugs and killing and whatsoever, how come them flourishing? And we trying we best to live good and do the right, and oh my Lord, every disease pass across we catching it. Every cough, cold, the dry cough I want to live with. You're praying for little things. Just like this guy, little things. I just want a child. And it is as if now he's forgotten. Nandishwar says everything has a time, and unfortunately, Lord Shiva is a person that pulls out the karma, that everybody has their karma to pay for. He says you see him praying there, you see him looking, Sanat Kumar, you see him looking religiously. But he had a past. And now that past, that karma is coming out of him. This job that you are hearing about is the praschit karma, the good karma that he's doing to get forgiveness so that a person will gain the benediction and the benefit that they want. But the karma that you incur, you have to pay for it. And this is why we pray to change our karma. If everything was written in the Patra hand and fast, the 100 years is always there telling you about your birth chart and everything. Wonderful palmistry. People are going to go through now and somebody will watch you and say the lines on your face telling me that you will be successful. The hands will tell me that you will live so and so years. If these things were hard and fast tonight, answer this question: why bother pray? Check your prayers for yourself. Be fair. Dear God, oh God, I have maths coming up this May, June. But I know I'm good stupid. I can't pass maths. I can't wait. I know that. Dear God, please change that fail in that pass. Dear God, I'm afraid to go and face that how you call it, the driving exam. When I sit down behind the wheel, I'm good, but when I sit down behind the wheel with that crowd watching me there, I just get a little nervous. God, don't let me fail. That time you can't drive, you know, it just was some miracle happen. When you really check your prayers, this is what we just pray. If my karma was to have $1 in my pocket, this is what God give me. This is what I deserve. But every time I sit down to pray, dear God, change the red one into the green one now. Make it better. More so now, imagine somebody who had this sickness, or the family split, or the divorce, or whatsoever. If that was your karma, but dear God, I don't like what I have right now. Please make it better. That is the purpose of your prayer. Whether you analyze it with health, family life, job, you're always praying for some change. Something must change. But sometimes it does feel like you're being tested. This person is no different. But he, unlike me and you, he did not give up. He did not, say, okay, it's time for me to get up from here. This thing is okay. He didn't do that. He stayed one place. And one day, Lord Shiva came. Let's hear what Lord Shiva says. He's so focused. God appeared with a big bang. Lord Shiva is in front of him. Parvati Mata is smiling. And he does not know one thing. He does not. He's none the wiser. He's so focused. He's numb to what is happening outside. He really doesn't care. Whatever is happening, let it happen. But Lord Shiva now is ready and he's smiling at him. Looking at his son, he says, oh, Parvati, look at focus. Look at the energy that he's put in to just remain focused on me. I'm standing in front of him and he doesn't know. He says, today I've come to bless my son. And he takes his finger and he just touches his forehead. You know when people touch here, where the ticker goes, you feel a difference. And he went there and he played with his forehead like a father playing with a child. He says, oh Shalida, open your eye. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola, Shiva Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola, Aye Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Aye Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Damaro Wala Bham Bhola,
Damaro Wala Bham Bhola,
Damaro Wala Bham Bhola,
Damaro Wala Bham Bhola,
Bhola Bhola Bham Bhola,
Bhola Bhola Bham Bhola,
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Aye Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Aye Shiva Ratri Bham Bhola,
Kriya Chaiva Kalini Tarso, जनकमेव ज्ञानातं पुत्रयातं यज्ञये आति तत्समपर्ये शम्भुनाथ शिवरात्रि बम्बोला
शिव शिवरात्रि बम्बोला
आये शिवरात्रि बम्बोला
आये शिवरात्रि बम्बोला.
He says, oh son, open your eye. Open your eye. Your father is here, your mother is here. Meet us, O Muni. We're so pleased with your prayer. We had to come ourselves to grant your desires. What are you praying so hard for? If you wanted a child, I would definitely give you a child. I would give you the best child. Whatever you want. Muni, when he opens his eyes and he realizes Sadashiva is in front of him, he starts to cry, he starts to choke, he rests his head, he comes out of the shell of the ants, and he rests his head, his body lying flat in front of Lord Shiva. He cannot speak. Lord Shiva has to play with his ear and he says, come on son, come on. Don't cry, don't cry. You talk to me and you tell me tonight what you want. And he says, Prabhu, I want a son that is born without having to conceive, without coming from the body of the female. I want a child that will live for long. I want a child that will be eternal. I want a child that will be very virtuous. Lord Shiva smiles with him. He says, I asked Indra for this and he told me to come to you because nobody else could grant this desire. Lord Shiva says, many janam, many yug ago, Brahmdev asked me for the same thing. And I came upon the earth myself because there's no other way. He says, I will incarnate myself as your son. My name will be Nandi and I will come in your home. And in that way, when I appear, that is the only way. Only I have that potency to be born without the female. When I come, I will give you the opportunity to teach me, to do Namkaran, Sanskar and all these other rites. Rest assured that blessing is coming. Lord Shiva hugged him and held on to him. And when that moment was finished, this devotee is crying, he's trembling, he cannot say nothing else. Parvati Mata lifts her hand and she blesses him. And when they disappear, this wonderful Muni goes happily as a pauper. Nandishwar says, my father goes back to his home as a pauper who finds a bag of gold. Imagine the joy, imagine the shock, imagine that moment when he goes home to share the notice, to inform everybody of what he had achieved. Shailada goes to tell the other Munis in the ashram what his prayer had achieved. Let's hear what happened. Shiva Shivaratri Bambola
Shiva Shivaratri Bambola
Aye Shivaratri Bambola
Aye Shivaratri Bambola
Tat Samapar Yagya Pujatam Chatuvadra Rudra Yati Priya Brata Putra Shrishti Yagna Agni Vachayena Yati Aye Shivaratri Bambola
Aye Shivaratri Bambola
Shiva Shivaratri Bambola
Shiva Shivaratri Bambola.
The older Munis, they guide him, Shailada, the only way you're going to get that child to appear, we must do worship, we must do yajna, we must offer the right things, the right ingredients into that fire, and Lord Shiva will allow it to manifest. For this reason, when people are doing his worship, for those of you that will be together with us, when people offer corn, yes, corn. Some people offer the grind corn in the fire, in the lingam, in the dar. Some people offer it in different ways. When people offer corn and you're looking for happiness in marriage life, I want to find somebody. Oh Shailida, that is our offering that is done. When people have different type of sickness, black salt is mixed together with the milk and is offered on the lingam. Just as basma or ashes is offered on him, and a person gains different type of blessing. And in this way, if a person offers things like mustard seed, different colors, till, milk, different type of milk, goat milk, cow milk, etc. A person gains different type of blessing, different type of river water, different type of water, sea water, rainwater, etc. Ganga, Jal, etc. These things gain different blessing. If a person offers different types of flour, if a person offers different type of sweets to him, they will get different blessing. Therefore, you ready yourself. You want to have children, you offer what is called kheer. Boil the sweet rice, but don't boil it in water. Boil it with milk. And when it starts to boil, you will see the fat or the oil from that ghee come out. The milk is coming, the ghee is coming out of the milk. And you will see reddish or brownish depending on how old the milk is. And that color, put nuts, put different things inside of that kheer and offer it to Mahadev in Yagya, in Havan. And you who is praying for this blessing, O Shailada, for that type of child, for the help of this child, you are going to get it. They go and they offer it to him. And when the yajna was going to be completed, when basma was being passed on the forehead of all those yajman, all those people that did the prayer, when Shailada gets the tilak from the ashes of the fire, Lord Shiva takes form. Now, in baby form, standing next to the lingam. Nandishwar says, I was born with 3 eyes, having matted locks, as if I was a baby Lord Shiva. In this Rudra form, I was standing there. And Shailada, he is so happy, he names me Nandi, the Lord of the universe. Nandi means the person who has the prowess and the energy, the power over everything, moving and immovable. That which is animate, inanimate. Throughout the universe, that person can manipulate that. He says, when this happened, the love of this father came through. And he scrambled me up and he held on to me and he started to do puja now, to praise that same Lord Shiva. Let's hear what happened. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Munishwar ye drishti pita mein lok पूजन भेल ये तरटम स्वदर्शन ये सध्यातम संप्रत ये ना संपूर्णम शिव शिव रात्रि बम्बोला.
Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Together everybody. आये शिवरात्रि बम्बोला. What does Shailada do? He says, great is the father. When he gets his children, he goes and he does that type of shroud that will lift his father and his mother, his lineage upward. When that type of benefit comes, when the child, whether male or female, and the sanskar is being done and they're holding the baby like this in the middle of the puja, prayer to different forms of devatas is done. And the prayers, dear God, wherever my ancestors are, let them gain benefit because of this child. Let this child be imbibed with goodness, health, happiness, power, so that he or she will continue to do good, to uplift not only myself as a parent, but those that have gone on before. When I was 5 years, after my father did sanskar after sanskar, this great man taught me the entire Ved when I was 5 years. He insisted and instilled that type of blessing within me. And at that young age, I could recite all the different suktam, all the different slok, all the different part of the Ved. And I was very aware of the rules that govern the Ved. But when I was seven, something happened. My father had to cry that day when I turned 7 years old. Please listen, O Sanat Kumar. When things are going good in a home, that same God, He regulate good and He regulate bad. Depending on a person's karam, O Sanat Kumar, He lets loose good and bad. And now in the house of Shailida, where there was so much love and hope, because of me, my father was put to test. He says, please listen, because bad news came that morning for my 7th birthday. Parvati Shankara Bambola, Parvati Shankara Bambola, Shambho Shankara Bambola,
Shambho Shankara Bambola,
Shubha Shivaratri Bambola,
Shiva Shivaratri Bambola,
Aaye Shivaratri Bambola,
Aaye Shivaratri Bambola,
Sampurno Samameva Vrataha Mitra Varuna Brahmante Munishwaraye Sarvachana Mrityo Chhatraye Bhamye Aarti Shiva Shivaratri Bambola,
Shiva Shivaratri Bambola,
Aaye Shivaratri Bambola,
Aaye Shivaratri Bambola.
When things are going good home by you, you know troubles take different form, and sometimes it's familiar faces that is bring the trouble. Not the stranger, but sometimes the people that you depend on for a little hope bring the worst news or bring the worst blessing, if you want to call it that. The worst words, the worst thoughts sometimes come from your own. And tonight, if you pray to Lord Shiva, pray sometimes to be the good family member, be the good neighbor. Don't be the person to break somebody. Definitely never call yourself a bhakt of Lord Shiva and you break the hope of another person. Hope. Always give hope. Give good words, give blessings, never bring people down. The sun, Mitra, Surya Narayan Swami, the god of the water, Sagar, Varun Devta, take human form and they go to look for this form of Lord Shiva, known as Nandishwar. Nandishwar now is growing as a little boy form, 7-year-old, growing for the happiness of his father. And these two great individuals come to visit the home to see this individual called Nandishwar, Nandi. Shailada, seeing them, he recognized their divine form and he says, please come into my home, please come. I'm so happy you're visiting today, please come. How lucky I am to have such great guests. All forms of hospitality, everything is given to them. They are smiling. And he says, oh, excellent one, Varun Devta. Oh, excellent one. It is so great to see a parent train and imbibe within a child as yours, Nandi. So much knowledge, so much values, so much scriptural knowledge, so much common sense, as it were. The art of living, all these things. This little boy is giving us so much hospitality. He's bringing whatever offering of drink and food and all these things. And he's only 7 years old. He has the ability to pay pranam and respect to people. This is truly an amazing sight. Good job, Father. Good job. You've done an excellent job. But oh, it is our bad luck to see him die in a year. So great a child, but he has to die in a year. Imagine you're the parent. Imagine this is God now standing in front of you and the guest came in your home and you thought it was a good day to tell you that you're going to lose something you consider dear in a year. This father started to bawl. Bawl is the word. Nandishwar says, he drops whatever he had in his hand when he heard something that came from his father that he never heard. He never heard. This calm person that is always in prayer, no matter what test came, he sat down. No matter what bit him, whatever was choking him, whatever was scraping him, in his time he prayed. But when you love something, and that something is going to be robbed from you, the best of the best, O Son of Kumar, will have their day where they break. And this was the day that this man was tested. He starts to cry and he drops his head to the feet of these two disguised pundits. And he starts to say, oh Surya, you are in charge of the energy. You who do so much for this universe, please change your words. Please do not allow my child to die. Don't say these things. That is all I have. Save him. Varun Devta, people go to the water to get rejuvenated. They take spiritual bath in the month of Kartik and so on to get removal of health. When the son of Krishna, Samba, another incarnation of Lord Shiva, when he was covered in sores, he went waist deep in the water and he prayed for health and you gave that to him. Please save minds. Don't let this happen. What did those two pundits do? With pity, they pull back their feet. When you want that help the most, sometimes it doesn't come. Let's hear what happens. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola. Come on everybody. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Gangadhar Shiva Bambola.
Shiva Bambola.
Rameshwar Shiva Bambola.
Rameshwar Shiva Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola. Everybody.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Teene tat par dukhiyatam, dukharodhinishwar dukhayate, uthaya prana ye jag mein, tana ye tan par ye aati. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
They back away. They pull their feet away and they say, we are helpless. You are going to lose your child. He holds on to their feet. He says, people worship you. And today you're telling me that there's no hope. How can you condemn me like this? This is my child. Don't take my child from me. Don't do this to me. Varun Devta says all your tears, all your pain, all your cries, today I cannot help you, Father. Nobody could help you. And they turn their back and in a hurtful way they march out of that house. And that father starts to squeal. How will I live without my child? What type of blessing is this? Why did you give me a child to take that child? Oh Mahadev, what are you doing? Mahadev Baba, today I'm asking you, what are you doing? How could you take this from me? I am losing the ground I am standing upon. And I'm begging you, come now and help me. Let's hear what happened. Uma Maheshwar Bambola, Uma Maheshwar Bambola, Nandishwara Shiva Bambola. Everybody.
Nandishwara Shiva Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Come on. Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Devo Devo Ye Vyati Yam Ye Kula Ye Putrayate Trayambakeshwara Ye Atam Mai Nandi Ye Aarti. Come on everybody.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
When the child heard the father calling out to pray, there are some people who say they pray and they're very religious and they stand like this and they're very quiet. But then there are some people that get so worked up in their prayer that they start to talk as if that Murti is breathing, as if that Murti could hear them. Mare Baba, why are you doing this? When your belly gets into your prayer, for those of you who know about prayer, you will know what I'm saying. The child heard the volume and he rushes to the father and he said, Daddy, let Yamraj, let Kal, let all of them come. Let every demon come. What are you worried about? I am your son. And when a child, if there's nobody to bring hope to that parent, let me, your son, bring that hope. That is the power of a child. I will bring that hope to you. I promise you, I will do Shiv worship. And that Trayambakeshwar, that Trayambakam, he will save me. What are you grieving for? I am your son and don't worry, Daddy. Don't worry, I will not fail you. Not now, not ever. He tat tapasvi mrityuyate tapasvi bridhaye yati Mahadeva bridhaye yati Nandi Nandi yatam Aye Shivaratri Bambola.
Aye Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola.
Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola. Shiva Shiva Ratri Bambola. Prem Sabaloma Pati Mahadeva ki. This little boy sets out to do worship. And he gathered together all the ingredients and severe tapasya. Severe offerings. And what is he worshipping? Me and you worship Lord Shiva when he's sitting, Mahadev, green flag. When he's standing, Shankar Bhagwan, orange flag. Lingam form, white flag. In different ways, that is what we know. Dancing form, Shiva, red flag, etc. Bhairav Baba, maybe a black flag. Hanuman Baba. And so you go. But there's a form of Lord Shiva where he has 5 heads. And each one of those heads have a different purpose. One is green, one is a little scary, to be honest. Agoric. In those type of prayer, people go sadhu, you will see them Naga sadhu living. You will see when is Kumbh Mela in India. They will go and they are naked. And it's shocking, it's a culture shock for me and you, I agree. But they believe in different offerings to Lord Shiva. They believe, remember last year when we were doing Puran, we talked about why we offered ashes to Lord Shiva. And it says that in Varanasi, where the body parts of Mother Sati, when she was burning in his hand like this, as the different body parts started to fall to the earth, where it fell, he continued to burn a body. So up till this day, people go and journey to that place in Kashi to burn their dead. And he then took the ashes from that fire and he says, Mother, I wear you. I keep you because I love you, Mother. He strung her bones around her neck, his neck. And in the people that practice agoric worship, one of the 5 heads, they actually wear the bones of the people that are cremated in such places. Because they believe, just go to a funeral, you will see that the body is given to the fire. That in the little Havan, we ask God, please accept this. And anything that God accepts becomes prasad, believe it or not. And they believe that even the ashes on the cremation site, whenever you are reading about Lord Shiva and you hear about Bhutnath, the one who is in charge of all the spirits and all the ghouls and unrested souls, he is the form that is worshipped on the cremation ground. He is the one that people wear bones, the parsad from the Havan. They will chuck it in the hair, in the beard and tie it like a knot. Wear it around their neck. Remember, when you worship that Lord Shiva, you will hear about that mala just now. We look at him and say, oh, he's so nice, he looks so sweet, he smile. Oh, but if you saw that man in real life, you might be frightened because he's wearing a chain of bones around his neck. When you're doing the aarti and you hear Aksha Mala, Vanamala, Munda mean bone, skulls. But this is a different form of worship. When you go and you see that scary part where you maybe in the puja store, you see a mala sometimes with figurines of little skulls. That is part of Shiv worship too. Believe it or not. It's just we don't know about that aspect. This little boy goes and he's worshipping these 5 forms. So when you're doing this prayer with Lord Shiva in this way, the Murti has literally 5 heads. And you put 5 palm leaf and 5 offerings are made. But in different parts, believe it or not, people put alcohol in one of these offerings, in one form of Lord Shiva. It is done. Just as how when we are consecrating the lingam, in different parts they worship with marijuana more than you and I could imagine. Truthfully. It is the fitting offering. In Rishikesh, when you go, in Trinidad, it was used for many years. But what is the guiding principle? Although it says offer it, it is written there, offer the marijuana, to be honest, because somebody asked me, Baba, here, the chilam is used when you go and you see people holding a pipe here for the younger set and they pull in from their hand. They are pitiers with Lord Shiva in this way now. The people are confused by this. The truth is marijuana is offered there. But what we have in Trinidad is a law saying that marijuana is illegal. And in the law, or what text says, follow the law. That trump everything. So this is why you would see people offer agarbatti. But Uncle Cornbud long ago, what is the Uncle Cornbud smiles. And in this way, hard to get things. Crystals, salt, different type, Himalayan salt, which is pink, black salt, which is black. It looks like diamonds, but it is black. These things were given to Lord Shiva. And in that place where it was very cold, Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva come alone. And they come to bless him. And they ask him, what type of prayer, what type of energy is coming from you, little boy? I have already given to you this form. What do you want? Nandi says, for the blessing of my father, for the sake of my father's heart, for the sake of my father's life, bless me not to die, O Lord Shiva. Bless me. As he reaches forward and he rests his forehead at the feet of Lord Shiva, he says, bless me to be ever overpowered by devotion. Allow me to always be soft-hearted to a devotee of yours. Allow me to always give favor to these type of people. Allow me to always be in your service. Allow me to always be close to you. Today I have the vardhan of seeing you. And I don't want to give you up. I don't want to be without you, dear God. And Lord Shiva is playing with his ears and he says, son, death will be afraid of you. I sent those 2 Brahman, those 2 Pundit, Surya and Varun Devta by you, just to see what you would do, just to see what your father would do. But today, blessed are you, your father, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, all of them, that made the blessing of your prayer follow them. And hear what he calls him. Oh, Ganapati. Ganapati. Nandi says, I am not Ganapati. What are you talking about, Mahadev? I am not that person. I am just a little boy. I am just a little son. Parvati Mata says she wants to keep him. Let's hear what happens. Namah Shivaya Om. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Om. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
tat par ye mati ye nand ye bata shubh vas manohar ye mahadev data rupaya sundara ye atikaya vritvahe tat par ye atitaya namah shivaya om namah shivaya
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Nagendra Haraya Trilotanaya Vajmangalagaya Maheshwaraya Vidyaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Everybody!
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Parvati Mata says, I want him as a son. I want to keep him. Let him live. Let the Father come and live by us. But let him always be around me, O Shiva. Mahadev Baba opens the jata and the water that is running on the different strands of his matted locks, starting with Ganga here, came off as Jodak, Shridoka, different names for different rivers. In India we call it the Pancha Nandi. These 5 rivers, he catches the water in his hand and he started to bathe the head of this child. He says, today I do your abhishek. Today I bathe you, O child, freeing you from that debt. And with this abhishek, I make you the head of the Gana, making you Ganapati, the one who is in charge of all my workers. Who is the Gana? He says all the spirits that roam, all those that cause trouble, all those that cause difficulty, all those that are called Ganeshwar, all those forces that I have. Mahadev Baba is bathing him and he's allowing that cold, icy water to drip upon his body. And as it was happening, transformation is happening within this little boy. Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Come on everybody, let's chant together. Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Vrindaya Indraya Ye Devataya विष्णुये पापी सहस्रताय अपनेय तेजये बृजताय सहय काशी ये धराधराय नमः शिवाय ओम
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Mahadev Baba bellows and he sends for the Ganeshwar, all of them, all his Gokas, all Virabhadra, all the different forms of Bhairav, all of them gathered them together. And the leader of all these Ganas, he says, Prabhu, it is so great that you remembered us today. You have called us here. What is the job? Do you want us to go and destroy some sinful person? These are the forces. When Daksh, when he was with Sati Devi and he sent his army to destroy the Yagna, when Sati Devi is burning, this is the team that comes. Do you want us to go and destroy anybody? Do you want us to bring Yamraj to his knees? Did Lord Vishnu do anything? Do you want us to go and destroy some form of demon? Some Daitya, some Danav, like Tripurari, Andakasur, any one of them? Just lay your order upon us, O Devadidev Sadashiva, and we will execute your order. We are your Gana, we are your army, we are your force, and we are ready and willing. He says, today I have this child, and this child is about, by his Abhishek, he's about to become very dear to me. From today I give order, let him be your leader. Let him be the Ganapati, the Lord of all the Gana. He is the first one, and he will always be with me wherever I am. He's going to be there. He says, oh Ganeshwar, listen. Yagva Swarupaya Jatadharaya Pinakahastaya Sanatanaya
Divyaya Devaya Digambaraya Tasmai Yakaraya Namah Shivaya.
Together everybody.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.
Pitamaho api bhagavanaya Yogaya Shankara Vayayataya Chakraya Nandiye Sarvaya Kaya Samhitaya Yaya Nandiyataya Namah Shivaya Om
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Imagine a huge army with all their weapons. Prem Sabolo Ganadipati Nama. And they were ready to war. As if Mahadev Baba was calling them to do something. Disappointed. Very disappointed. They got a new leader and they were ready to battle. But oh Lord Shiva said, he says, come and do Abhishek for Nandi. Come and take handfuls of water and bathe him. He says, Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, all the different directions, Lokpals, come, worship him. And anoint him with the waters that flow from my jata. When all of them had done it, bowed to his feet, he says, from today, let you be known as Nandishwar. That form of Ishwar that is the governor of the universe. You will be closer to me than all my devotee, all my Gana, all my friend, wherever I am. Oh Nandi, you will be there. You will be, as you prayed, this is my darshan, this is my vardhan. You will always be close to me. You transform now and give up this human form and accept a form as my vahan, as a bull that I would ride. Become the male, and I will see you married to Suyas, an other devotee that lived on Kailash. Nandishwar says, Sanat Kumar, I couldn't say a word. My Lord, with all that he did, with all that he gave, I now accepted this form with 2 huge horns. I became this male bull, and I have served him from then till this day. That day he saw me marry that girl called Suyas, and she is till this day my spouse. For this reason, when some people are doing Gaudan, when they have different problems, it's not only the female you see being Charhawi. The male sometimes is done together for certain benefit, certain purpose. When people have different ritual to perform, different problems to overcome, one of the rites that we follow in Trinidad around the world till today is feeding a cow, or in this case a bull, a meal of food. One common example that maybe young heads don't know about, when we have Bandara or Shrad, the shares of food that we commonly take out, that we say, okay, we're taking out food, there's one that is supposed to go for the cow, but cow becomes scarce now. And because of the chatak matak kind of food we cook in these prayers, the owner of the cow says, too much oil in the food, the cow would get sick, too much anchar masala, etc. You cannot feed the animal those things. So it is now rubbed. But let's just say you were doing prayers and sweet rice, simple as the sweet rice, a little fig, a little things. And you go with your right hand and you offer it to the mouth of the bison. Now Mr. Bison is a little different from the heifer. Heifer would allow you to touch and play, scratch between the horn, but not Mr. Bison. So carefully you tread and you do what you have to do. Because of this moment, Nandishwar remains there. Go home and watch your pictures of Lord Shiva, and you will see this bull. Sanat Kumar says, what is the blessing? What is the blessing of a person being given the opportunity, given the ability to pray? Some people do not have not been born with arms that could do this. Some people do not have the sense or cognitive sense to understand God or to pray to something I cannot see. God make everybody different. But suppose he make a person perfect, functional, and the person has the opportunity to worship like you. Could a person achieve great stature, great blessing, great happiness like you in a similar fashion? Nandishwar says, victory, prosperity, happiness. Happiness is assured. Before we go forward here, Shrotas, Hawantai, before we go forward, many people take it for granted. You are praying tonight, you pray Shivratri night, Yagna is going on. Do you pray for happiness? Peace of mind, peace of mind. I just want to use this example and then I'll continue. This is all the peace of mind and happiness I have. My little jewelry. Follow my example. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is all I have. And Monday morning, the boss will take some. The traffic will take some. The child will take some of my peace of mind. The car ran out of water in the radiator and now, oh God, I have trouble. Something goes wrong, I have less peace. Argument in the house with the wife, less peace. And every day, something is robbing you of your peace, of your happiness. Do you know the value of this? This peace of mind, the day you have none. you're worried, you're frightened, you're sick, and you don't know what is your next move, then you will say, God, you know, I'm really happy. Look how happy we were. And now look where we reach. When you pray, the only person that will regenerate, in this example, the little towel I have here, the only person that will put back this is your God. The spouse, imagine just for we here, the husband reach home sat, and as you walk through the door, you start if you listen to what the wife out says, one trouble, your head hot in here. If you don't listen, well, you don't take me on, you know. Next trouble. In any example, yes, we love children. This father loved his child, but the same child caused problems, caused pain, caused the happiness to go. Worries came in its place. Always, if you really check it out, you love, oh God, one day I got bless me, I got have a house. And then, oh God, we have to maintain the house. Die the next trouble. Clean the house, oh God, trouble. Die real trouble. And like that, everything we achieve, sometimes it comes with a little burden. But if you, as a person, appreciate the little things you have in your life, then you'd see the value of your happiness, your peace of mind, the fact that you could go on your bed and you know what? I don't have to worry about a bandit tonight. I could sleep, everybody's inside the house. That peace of mind has a lot of value. Talk to somebody who lost it and you'll hear the value of it. Let's join together. As Nandishwar is speaking, and he's telling Sanakumar about the same thing, he's asking, what is the benefit of praying like what Nandi did?
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
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 Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Tato Devi Mahabhagam, Nandi Varaye Brijaye Aati, Varavreta Samputrayate, Sarvakam Palapuchanayati, Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
He says, what was my job? My job was to talk to the Lord. And when nobody else has his ear, when he doesn't listen to nobody, because of this blessing he gave me, oh Sanakumar, I would pray, I would talk, and I would beg him, be merciful on that person. Give that person a little kripa, a little mercy. For this reason, devotees, if you ever saw this, please remember it tonight. Have you ever gone where there's a big lingam? Nandi is sitting, and you will see people worship the lingam, yes, Mare Baba, aarti, flowers, etc. But then they go by the ears of Nandi and they whisper their prayer. This is why. Nandi Baba are praying to pass mats. Please talk to Lord Shiva and let him be merciful. Good crazy, you know. And just forget that algebra. Whatever your prayers, tell Nandi in his ears. And he says, my job is to go and beg the Lord. Even if you don't want to help that child, help that child. Even if you don't want to go, oh Ishwar, go. And for that reason, oh Sanakumar, when the war with the husband of Tulsi was being waged, when I had to take the battlefield, he told me, don't go. And I told him, oh Prabhu, I represent you. You relax under this peepal tree, and I will bring victory with your forces. I am always with my Lord. He says, listen, O Sanakumar, understand my position.
Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Ya idam Nandishwar janam Vardhan ye tat paryate Abhishek viva shrunuyatam Shrunupal ye na darshan dal Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
Jaya Bhole Baba
Together everybody.
Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada
Shiva
Shiva
Tab
Tab
Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva ki. He says, for this reason, wherever my Lord is, I'm always there. He says, wherever he's sitting, I go and I watch him. He says, do you know why I watch him? When we brought in that lingam and we put that Nandi, the question was, which direction does Nandi face? Why does he face opposite to Lord Shiva? Why is he watching Lord Shiva? That's the Moran night discourse. He's doing something. On Shivratri night, we'll be doing something called the Rudri. And devotees will have something looking like a horn, and a little bull head is here. And from the mouth of that little hole in the bull's mouth, milk will spray while chanting is going to be done. This bison has a lot of things associated with him. He says, "Oh, Sanat Kumar, blessed is the person that learns of my birth. Blessed is the person that listens to the story of my Abhishek, that Lord Shiva allowed the water from his own hair to bathe me and to appoint me to this position that I hold. Blessed is the person that hears of my marriage. Blessed is the person that listens to the story of my prayer, that person will achieve salvation simply by listening to this discourse. And for the individual that has different desires, those desires will bear fruit. Those prayer will come to fruition." Prem Sabalomapati Mahadeva ki jai. Tomorrow night is a very difficult discourse to read. Tomorrow night explains how that lingam takes that form and why it looks the way it is. The top part is the lingam. The base part has a name. The runoff has a purpose. Last year when I was reading, we talked about one of the explanations where we talked about linga and lingi. And somebody messaged me and they said, "I heard something about that lingam and I'm not sure." And tomorrow night we're going to deal with that. And Nandi again is involved. He says, "I'm helping, I'm serving my Lord." There's a law that says Pundit Sunil has a Varaha shaligram, a big shaligram on the Bedi. And in the typical home, in the typical temple, we cannot lock up the temple and leave that shaligram. So people don't have a shaligram in their temple. But tomorrow night you'll understand why we could lock up the temple when we have a lingam. Why is he allowed? Why is he different to remain in our temple so long as Nandi is there to watch him? Tonight, as we begin with this discourse, I hope you remember the history of that bison, that bull, the prayer that brought him to that position, and tomorrow night you will hear his role more further. Tomorrow night we will learn there's a way. Because of somebody said, "Baba, how come the bison day in such a way we can't walk around him?" Do you know there's a way to put a mudra? You put your hand on the two horn like this, and you're supposed to bow. I'll show you tomorrow night. To watch that lingam to get a different blessing. Tomorrow night we'll go through that. So as you learn about that lingam more and more, you will be prepared better for Shivratri. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki jai. Everybody, time run out on me. I hope you enjoyed your discourse. I hope you learn about your Lord Shiva a little more. Let's all stand at this time as we get ready to do final aarti. Put your hands together as we do. Just a moment, we want to think about Lord Shiva. Remember, the purpose of these type of yagna is to edify, to educate. If you knew about this discourse, for those of you at home, this is to remind you, to bring it back to the surface, so that you would be able to better converse with that Lord. Whilst you pray, we're going to do the aarti in a second. For all shrotas, all of you that are coming and joining, this is your opportunity to pray. Let's just do a little, I am going to sing a little chant about prayers to Lord Shiva. And in this prayer, it talks about the bale offering. Bale fruit, bale leaf, bale wood. You talk to him a little bit. डमरू वाला है जग में दयालु वरा, दीन दुखियों का दाता जगत का पिता. डमरू वाला है जग में दयालु वरा, दीन दुखियों का दाता जगत का पिता. When there's unhappiness, you are Jagat ka Pita. You are the father of this whole world. सबसे करता है वो भोला शंकर दया, सबको देवता है ये आसरा, सबको देवता है ये आसरा. शिव शंकर को जिसने पूजा उसका ही उतार हुआ. Whenever you get to do his puja, blessed are you. शिव शंकर को जिसने पूजा उसका ही उतार हुआ. अंत काल को भव सागरनी उसका बेड़ा पार हुआ. बोले शंकर की पूजा करो, ध्यान चरणों में उसकी डरो. नाम ऊंचा है सबसे महादेवता, वंदना इसकी करते हैं सब देवता. इसकी पूजा से वरदान पाते हैं सब, शक्ति कर दान पाते हैं सब, शक्ति कर दान पाते हैं सब. नाग असुर प्राणी सब पर ही बोले का उपकार हुआ. नाग असुर प्राणी सब पर ही बोले का उपकार हुआ. अंत काल को भव सागरनी उसका बेड़ा पार हुआ. Blessed is the person who gets to worship you, O Ishwar. Ratne kalpit masanam himajale. In the mind, in my prayer, in my mind, I bathe you with milk tonight. And I offer you everything that I have. I bathe you, O Ishwar. Snanam cha divyambaram nana ratna vibhushitam mrigumada modankitam chandanam. See it in your mind. I put the coffee for it. Jati champaka bilva patta rachitam pushpam chadupam tathat deepam devadayanidhi pashupati krikalpitam gruyatam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. One more time. Om Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Let's join together as we do aarti. Please clasp your hands as we bellow that Sank and we wave the light as we bring our prayer to a close. Dear Lord, thank you. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for allowing me to be in your company. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timirapam.
ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव हरदागी धारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव हरदागी धारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे
एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे
हंसासन गरुदासन वृषवाहन साजे जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दस भुज अति सोहे
चार चतुर्भुज जगमुख ते सोहे
तीनों रूप निराकते त्रिभुवन जन मोहे जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा अक्षमाला वनमाला मुंडमाला धारी
अक्षमाला वनमाला मुंडमाला धारी
चंदन मृगमद सोहे बाले शुभकारी जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे श्वेतांबर पीतांबर भागंबर अंगे ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक भूतादिक साजे हरे शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा करमने कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूलधारी करमने कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूलधारी सुखकारी दुखहारी जगपालनकारी जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव हरदागी धारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव हरदागी धारा जय जय शिव ओंकारा हरे शिव ओंकारा
ओम हर 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 ओम हर 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 महादेव
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 शिव शिवरात्रि बम बोला शिव शिवरात्रि बम बोला शिव शिवरात्रि बम बोला शिव शिवरात्रि बम बोला ओम हर 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 महादेव 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 बोला बोला भम बोला 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 भम बोला 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 भम बोला 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 भम बोला ओम हर 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 महादेव 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 with one voice everybody Om Har Har Om Har Lord Shiva, thank you for tonight. As one group, as one family, those here and those looking on, thank you for your blessing. Thank you for the opportunity to learn about your form and your Ashivad, your darshan. May you shine your blessings in my life, in the life of my family. May you give the help that I need. Just as you helped this father with prayer. Just as you helped this parent with a good child. With a child that would bring hope. A child that understood the pain and the bewilderment of a parent when they don't know what else to do. Dear God, you make children like little lights, like little angels that bring about miracles. You work through them in our everyday life. Dear God, so many homes are splitting, so many children are left unattended. Dear God, may you stretch your hand, and we pray tonight for those families. Dear God, a Hindu cannot pray only for himself or herself. So we remember those people that are so confused that they are making stupid decisions like those. God bless the children here and elsewhere. God protect the children from all forms of enemy and attack. Bless our home and keep our home intact. Bless the communication, the love and the respect between parent and children. Thank you, Lord Shiva. Thank you. Together, everybody, one voice. Final prayer. Tvameva Mata
Chapita Tvameva
Tvameva Bandhuscha
Sakha Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Together. Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva.
With one voice. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Prem Solo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Upavana Putra Numane ki Jai. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody. May you all please take your seats. Tonight, before we conclude, I know there are some devotees from Sudama Mandir in New York looking on. God bless you all. I wish you protection and happiness. There are so many people that will join us on TV and in different media. May God also bless your family and keep you safe during these tumultuous times. For everybody that came from far, please reach home safe tonight. There's a young guy, you'll see him, his name is Wendell. Whilst we are praying, he was watching. As you pass in, please say a good word to him, because he's such a nice fellow. The Tableland Police Station was kind enough to lend support. Princess Town Police Station is lending support so that we could be comfortable. Comfortable is the word. We have to mention these things because these people give a lot for us to be comfortable. God bless them. I thank you again for your listenership. Sitaram, everybody.
Sitaram.
Sankhya Television is not only the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, but Sankhya TV also has the most coverage. You can find Sankhya TV on Facebook by searching for Sankhya Television.